The history of National Science Day. The idea of National Science Day was first proposed by the National Council of Science and Technology Communication in 1987. And just one short year later, we celebrated our first National Science Day, which was subsequently approved by the Indian government before that as well. This year, our theme for National Science Day is Indigenous Technology for Viksit Bharat. Viksit in Hindi means advanced.
With the approaching National Science Day, it is really important to know why this event is celebrated. And let's understand the circumstances before that. C.V. Raman is voyaging across the Mediterranean after a recent lecture in England. Here, he raises a very important question. Why is the water blue? This makes him and a couple of scientists study the scattering of light for multiple years. Only in 1928, the Raman effect was discovered. This stated that photons passing through a molecule react to it and when put through a prism show characteristics of that molecule. This was a spellbinding achievement which in 1930 granted C.V. Raman the Nobel Prize, and this date in 28th February is celebrated across India as National Science Day.
This is the Newton's cradle. It works in such a way that when one sphere at the end is lifted and released, it strikes the stationary sphere, a force is transmitted through the stationary sphere and pushes the last sphere upwards.
Sodium metal reacts with water, resulting in hydrogen gas, which generates little explosions and fire.
The Pythagorean cup or the greedy cup is specially designed cup which will empty its contents once filled to a certain point. As water is poured into the Tupperware, it rises up to the central column. Once it reaches the top of the smaller straw, inside of the larger central column, a siphon will be formed.
A solenoid is a coil of wire when wound around a soft iron case behaves like an electromagnet, a temporary magnet. As long as current passes through the solenoid, it behaves like a magnet. The moment current flow stops, it loses its magnetism. We use this in real life in cases such as to drop heavy objects such as cars in junkyards.
But why is National Science Day even important? Well, think about this way. The phones we use, the medicine that keeps us healthy, or even the internet that allows us to connect with you all today are all products of scientific discovery and innovation. But what is National Science Day? It's a day to celebrate the curious minds and innovative tinkerers who dedicate their lives to pushing the boundaries of knowledge. They ask questions, challenge assumptions, and find ways to make our daily lives easier. Whether you're a student who's fascinated by the natural world, a tinkerer who loves building things, or simply someone who asks why every now and then, remember the power of science lies within you too.